Okay, we're going to do a verdigris bronze finish on this sculpture that I just made. If you want to see the sculpting of this in the tutorial for that, or it's really not a tutorial, but if you want to see the sculpting, there'll be a link in the video description. I mean, it took a while to sculpt, so I didn't really make a tutorial on it, but I did film it. Anyways, the first thing we're going to do is seal this with Golden's GAC 100 acrylic, which I have in this lid here. And you can use other products like you could use varnish or another acrylic primer, or anything like that. The Golden's is it's a little bit expensive, and I've had people comment and say it was hard to get and that sort of thing. So you want to go around and do a really nice coat of some kind of primer on your clay or your plaster or whatever you're finishing. And we'll be back. Okay, we're back, and now the GAC 100 is dry. It takes about 10 minutes usually. And the next step is to paint the sculpture black. And now, I recommend a flat back or matte black. And when you're painting it, you have to really look at it from all directions. And you don't want any of the clay or whatever you're painting coming through. So I would recommend doing, maybe 2 or 3 coats. And get in all the nooks and crannies, look at it from all directions, and, get all of that clay or whatever you're painting covered really good. And when you're done with that, we'll come back. Okay, we're back, and the next step in our process is I'm going to be using Cerulean Blue hue. I'm using Utrecht Studio Series acrylic, but you can use any kind of blue. I decided I want to make this a blue patina because I haven't done that for a while. And my brush is really wet. And I'm going to paint on the sculpture. So I want to cover the whole sculpture. Made really pretty blue, I think. Blue patina. Or verdigris, or however you want to refer to it. And when we get up, under all the nooks and crannies, we definitely want it to cover the recess areas of all the recess areas. And then when that dries, we'll come back. Okay, the next part is to take a dry paintbrush. I'm using a fan brush, but you could really use any kind of brush. Get a little bit of paint on your brush like that, and kind of dab it on your paper towel, and then go over the sculpture, and you're basically going to highlight the high points with the black. And I just recommend doing kind of real light, and you want to kind of leave that blue in the recessed areas, and you also want to see some of it kind of coming up on the sculpture, on the body of the sculpture. In addition to the recess areas, you want it to be in the high point areas too, so you can see it. I just get a little bit on my brush, make sure it's not heavy on it, and then, just apply it. Again, leaving, plenty of blue showing. You're not looking to cover it all up. And one thing I haven't mentioned is definitely pay attention to the bottom of the sculpture. Because this is wet, I'm not going to pick it up, but I'll be doing the bottom as well. And all along I've been painting the bottom as we've gone. You know, definitely want to keep your piece consistent throughout when you're doing your finishes. So I think that's about where I want it, and then we'll let that dry for a few and come back. Okay, now the paint is dry and we're back, and the last part is to, or maybe not the last, we'll see how it goes, but we're going to be using Pearl X pigments and antique bronze, and also a little bit of the acrylic. Again, now you can use varnish or, you know, some other kind of clear product, but this is what I'm using. I've got the bronze in the lid here, like that, and I'm just going to get a little bit of acrylic on my brush. I'm going to dip it into the bronze, like that. Get a little bit on my brush, like that. I'm going to dab that kind of on the table just to kind of get it relaxed, and then I'm just going to kind of highlight the sculpture lightly with the bronze. And you can see it's nice, very nice. And I'm just very lightly brushing it. I'll get a little bit more on my brush, a little bit more of the acrylic on my brush, a bit more onto my brush, dab it on the table to kind of relax it a little bit so it's not so crazy bright. And it's just a really light kind of brushing. So there's a little bit down here. Yeah. And that is about it. Now, what you can do if you want is go back with your whatever you're using. You know, again, I'm using a GIC 100 and give it a coat, you know, of that. And it will hold up for a long time. This is definitely intended for indoor use, but you could use outdoor products, you know, and achieve the same thing on outdoor sculpture. So, it's a great finish, and yeah, wonderful, beautiful, and we'll do some close-ups in just a minute. Okay, so it's dry, and just inspecting, and you can see it's quite nice. It's a beautiful finish, really beautiful. That blue is just gorgeous. Really works. It's the first time I've done, you know, straight blue patina, actually. I have done green and other colors, but not this blue before like this. But you can see it's quite beautiful, and definitely it's going to make whatever you have quite nice, quite nice. So that concludes this part of the tutorial, and I hope you go back and look at the sculpt and see how I did it, because it's really not that hard. It just took a while to do, but you can see how it was done, and this piece is actually titled The Optimist Thinker. And the reason I call it that is because it's kind of like a self-portrait, and it's me, you know, thinking but looking and leaning towards the future, because, you know, I'm really starting to evolve as an artist, and it's very exciting, and And that's where I'm at. So, and this is a gift for a friend. Some of my inspired pieces tend to be the most interesting and sometimes the best. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. If you like this kind of content, I have many finishes on my channel. I also do painting, sculpture, all kinds of things. I have over 540 tutorials, and I try to keep fresh content coming. And yeah, so subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get a notification when I upload, and give a video a like, share it with your friends, leave a comment or a question, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.